Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, June 2nd. Light it up. We're back again. Who-Bangin Sports Talk. Hope everybody had a good week. April's gone. May is gone. We're into June, man. MLB now is when it starts, for me, really heating up. Like I talked about last week, I kind of break and I'm not the only one that breaks up the seasons into, into different segments. Especially at the beginning of the season. At this point, I don't care what happened in April. I don't even look at it. I'm done with it. I overlook the overall stats very, here and there. I just for general information is why I look at them, but I'm concentrating mostly on the last 4 to 6 weeks. And now that we're in that first week in June, I'm basically just going to throw out April. I'm concentrating on what's happened lately. If you go over the beginning of the year, from the beginning of the end of March, from the beginning of the season, you will see a lot of different things happening that we thought were going to keep on going as it started at the beginning of the year. We've seen some teams start out really strong. Some of the teams that seem to have been overall, some of the worst teams in the league over the years, but they start out strong. People start getting a little bit, high on them. And, what happens is as the April goes along, as May starts, you start seeing some of those teams falter. Some not, but a lot of times, what happens in the first 6 weeks is not what's going to be happening throughout the year. So that's kind of how I break it down. Once after the All-Star break, I'm down to the last 15, 20 games, like that last month, then to 20 games, then to 15 games. Once we're in September, I don't go past the first 10 to 15 games the last few weeks, things like that. That's how I cap. That's what's been successful for me. I think it would work for you too. I mean, especially for guys that are just starting out. I think a lot of what I do is could be pretty helpful to especially some of the newer cappers out there, especially when you start taking it a little bit more serious and you start doing this stuff every day. Things start changing, and I'll tell you, it's fun. A lot of fun doing baseball, but it's up and down. You gotta have a strong skin here because you can't get yourself defeated. The roller coaster is always evident. No, I'm mostly. That's me. I go on some great winning streaks, but listen, those losing streaks come too. So for my game, that's what I'm trying what I'm trying to focus more on is being a little bit more consistent, and knowing when those bad runs are coming, because they always come. Knowing how to deal with them and knowing how to maybe start cutting back a little bit, When I first started out, chasing, and it cost me. And that's how I learned, and that's why we do these shows, and that's why I like talking about this stuff, because if I can help you out, listen, a lot of times you're learning lessons by losing money. If you could listen to some other cappers, the old Capping the Capper, we could help you out with some things that you don't have to go through the trials and tribulations we went through, so something like that, keep in mind. But anyhow, I got a couple plays for today. I'm going to go over a couple quick general things in Major League Baseball just to see what's been going on since we started, and let's see what some of the teams are doing overall. Then we'll get into my 3 plays. Good morning, Real Deal Prime. Good to see you, man. Julian, always here. Thank you for the support. You guys are great, man. Love you guys. Thank you for coming in. Quickly, we have a lot of events coming up, not coming up right away, but they're coming for Who-Bangin Sports, so stay tuned. The Live Sweat Boys are going to have a nice event with DJ Big Boss, Ix Nizzle, Jimmy Gomez, hosting a nice little Las Vegas get-together. Whoever's out there, whoever wants to come out there, if you're thinking of taking a trip out there, it's the end of September for the I think it's the 27th, and then through that weekend, I believe the 27th might be a Thursday, but it's through that weekend of September, ending up with the Cleveland Brown Oakland Raider football game. So that's a good one. And then I'll be out there with a big crew in November, first weekend of November for the Breeders' Club Cup. We're getting that together now. We're going to try to get that a block of rooms and the whole thing for that. So we're going to try to what I'm going to try to do is make that one of our from the old the old school low bag trips that we used to take when there was 30, 40, 50 of us with 15 rooms, 20 rooms in a hotel. Just, we did it at the Golden Nugget. We did it at the Diplomat in Hollywood, Florida. We also did it at, I forgot the other hotel. We did it in Las Vegas, but, we've done it in the past. It's been a few years. We're going to try to do a real big one we're going to definitely do a real big one in November for the Breeders' Cup, but the September one will be a great one also, especially if you're out there already. Go meet up with the boys. DJ has some things planned. I think even has some tickets for a UNLV basketball game. I guess it's starting out. Season's kind of starting right then, and he also has a nice breakfast planned for that Monday after that Raider Browns game. So keep that stuff in mind. And in November, Julian, love to see you in November. That way I get to give you a hug. We get to meet each other and do a little. We could join us with some of our famous Who-Bangin sports talk sessions, if you know what I mean, low bag style. So we'll get more into that. But for now, that September trip is the one we're going to be pushing for now. And like I said, man, you guys go out there, you have a lot of fun with those guys because it's always fun, when we all get together. And if you guys haven't met DJ and the fellas, you're in for a treat. All right, so that's that. That's it for the housekeeping. Next, shout out to my boy Billy Briz was on yesterday with DJ Big Boss and Raymond Scott. They were doing the UFL. I'm not sure how their picks went. I'm trying to find it now. I just shot DJ a text. Maybe he'll jump on with us. But I know boy Billy Briz came out with a couple WNBA looks. I think one NBA looked at WNBA looked at one, the Fever. He was high on them yesterday. So they were on with that. And just quickly on another note, a non-shout out to the New York Rangers. I cannot believe the New York Rangers just fell apart. Not that it's an embarrassment because of who beat them. The Florida Panthers, listen, on paper, maybe they were the better team. Obviously, they showed they were the better team in this series. The Rangers just seemed to just tire out. The Rangers could not match the physicality of the Panthers. I mean, 2-1 games, a couple overtime games. Only one game went over the 5.5 total. You can't win hockey games like that. You can't win hockey games scoring one goal. The Panthers didn't have to do nothing but score 2 goals and tighten up. And that's what they did. I mean, listen, Panthers were in it last year. They fell a little short, but they were in the cup. They're going back again this year. I think they'll be a tough out this year. I really do. Especially when teams go back-to-back like that. They are hungry. Panthers are a fun team to watch, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm an East Coast guy. I love the East Coast teams. I think we could beat the high-scoring Dallas Stars or Edmonton Oilers. So I'll be rooting for the Florida Panthers, but a disappointment in the New York Rangers. More so than the Knicks. I'm not the biggest basketball guy, but the Knicks, we were a little excited here in New York, and I started getting a little into the Knicks because the way they were playing. But that wasn't expected from the Knicks. The Knicks played a little over their head. The Knicks, I think, are even though they want to anoint Brunson as the second coming of Michael Jordan, the kid is good. The kid is really good, and I hope the Knicks keep him. And he might be the second coming, but he's going to need his Scottie Pippen or his Horace Grant. He can't do it alone, and he's still a little young. He has a little bit to prove, but he's on the right course. But the Knicks at least, made that improvement, made that jump. The Rangers all year long, President's Trophy winners, best record in the league, scoring points left and right all year long, and then in the playoffs they come out, they just swipe away the Capitals, which they were supposed to. Then they beat a very good Hurricanes team, and I thought that was going to be what catapulted them into beating the Panthers. I thought the Canes have always been a tough Ranger out. The Canes are always a tough team, period, and just to wrap it up. Very disappointed in the Rangers. And like I said, the Knicks got some love from the New Yorkers. You know, they were happy with the way they played. They're looking forward to next year. I don't want to see that same love for the Rangers. The Rangers need to be chastised for how they played this series. And, you know, it's not the coach. I think the coach is great. I don't know what happened to the big guns, Zibanejad. You know, I don't know what happened. Kreider had that one great game, and then, you know, really since that one hat-trick game, didn't really do his thing. You could go on and on and on. How much could the goalie do? Shesterkin again keeps the Panthers to 2 goals in several games, and the Rangers still can't win. Let me stop because I'm getting more aggravated as I talk about it. Let's go to MLB baseball. Quickly, let's just do a little housekeeping. I was going over some of the analytics this morning, because like I said about throwing out the beginning of the year and June is starting, and now it's really a whole different mindset for me once June starts. Overall, let's just go quickly first, and let's see who is leading the league in certain categories. Let's go with just the money line outright. First of all, let it catch up. Overall, the best team in baseball, according to the money line, New York Yankees are now 42-20. Philadelphia's number 2, 41-20. Cleveland is number 3. Cleveland Guardians. They are just, every time we think they're going to falter, they don't. 39-19. Now, the interesting thing is, if you're going by units won, Cleveland Guardians are let's see, Cleveland Guardians are the best in the league. You'd be up almost 12 units. No, you'd be up almost 17 units if you bet the Guardians every game this year, on the road and home and away. This is a combination statistics. If you bet the Phillies, who have the second best record, but 11.70 units, and the Yankees units. So if you bet those 3 teams from the beginning of the year, Yankees, Phillies, Guardians, man, you'd be up there 17, 27, 28, 38, 39, 40, 41, about 43 units you'd be up between those 3 teams. So that's pretty interesting. Something else that's also interesting, the Dodgers are ranked at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th in money line statistics for the year. Home and away combined, 37 wins, 23 losses. If you bet every Dodger game, you'd be down almost 8 units. So that's why you got to watch. You know, records mean, like as we see, records mean nothing, right? Units won is the thing. I mean, you could bet every Dodger game. You say, wow, I got 37 wins, I got 23 losses, but that's still 13 wins above my losses, and you'd still be down exactly 7.35 units. So keep that in mind. Good morning, JPZ. How you doing, brother? And my man, my brother, the Godfather, AT33 NC, Mr. Avery. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Yes, Breeders' Cup is a definite now, Avery. I will be there. Keep that seat warm for me, brother. Keep that seat warm. Let's just go quickly away and home for these money lines, just so we stay on track here for the season. Home teams for the season. The best home team. And is it the best? Is the best unit one? Yes, it is. The Philadelphia Phillies. 24 wins at home, 9 losses at home. You'd be up 11.30 units. Orioles number 2, 22-11. You'd be up only 4 units. That shows you the prices. Kansas City number 3, a team I like a lot. You'd be up 21-10. You'd be up 10, almost 11 units. And the Mariners, you'd be up about 6 units, 21-11. And there's the Guardians, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th at home. 20 wins, 6 losses, up 11 units. Man, the Guardians are something. On the away, let's just do that and we'll be done with this. On the away, money line on the away teams for the year. Yankees are the best away team. Odds the record stands 23-12. But the best away team as far as units won, and this is a little surprising as I'm seeing this, San Diego Padres, 19 wins, 10 losses, up 10.20 units away this year. And at home, that's what we did. The Phillies already, and the Orioles, and the Royals, and the Mariners. So that's how it is as far as the money line concerned for today. let's go to the games that I am on. Let's start with this Oakland Athletic Braves game. It's crazy. Eight. We did pretty good with that Daily Keno game last time. We had at least a run. At least it kept on going. We had a couple little wins there. Yeah, we'll be doing that Keno game again, of course. It's a lot of fun, and you guys joining us in Vegas in November. We'll let you know how we do that. It's pretty fun what we do, combining. We all combine our money, throw out some Keno things, and see what happens. Sometimes you get to hit the big one. All right, Oakland at the Braves. I'm going to start with that one. You know what? This Oakland Athletics team is such a crazy team. So hard to predict this. I don't even know if you can predict them. If you see what happened yesterday, 11-9, they ended up winning. They came back from behind twice. The Braves came back from behind twice. Oakland took the lead early. Braves came ahead. Oakland took the lead. Braves regained the lead. Oakland took the lead again and ended up winning the game on a couple of home runs. I mean, they seem to be hitting the ball so well in the daytime. It's crazy. In the month of May against righties, they had some good numbers. But this is just crazy in the month of May. Overall, their OPS is it might even be the top or one of the top 2 or 3 in the league of OPS in the daytimes. The Oakland Athletics are one of the top teams getting on base in the daytime. The reason why I say in the daytime, because if you look at their splits at nighttime, it's completely opposite. They might be the worst or one of the worst. It's just crazy. And this week I followed that trend, and on Thursday I took the Oakland team total over 3.5, and it hit easily against the Rays. It hit in like the 3rd or 4th inning. They had like 5 runs in. And they did it again yesterday. I had it again yesterday. It was over 3.5 against the Braves team. And, like I said, that team just went crazy. Now, sometimes you think the day after might not be runs like that, but I kind of think there's going to be a lot of runs scored again today because, first of all, the Braves used 5 pitches. Oakland used 4 pitches. And I seen I think the total went down from 8.5 to 8. Am I correct on that? Anyhow, I didn't play the over. What I did was I stuck back to what I won the last 2 games with. The Oakland Athletics team total over 3.5. They're still not. The books are not catching on to this. And I got it at plus 102 this morning. Listen, Charlie Morton's getting old. He seems to be regressing. His age is starting to show. His last out was against the Nationals. He let up 8 earned, 12 hits, and 5 2/3. He hasn't been pitching great. I just went again. I went back with that same bet. Oakland team total over 3.5. Keep your eye on this, man, in the daytime. Let's see if it falters in June. But they got some good young talent on Oakland. It's such a weird situation with them, and such a weird situation with them going to Las Vegas and stuff. Who the hell knows if that's what's end up going to happen? Yeah, I keep on seeing different reports about that, I could just see Oakland getting to Morton again today. Now Medina's pitching for the Oakland, who hasn't pitched, hasn't started, we have nothing to, we have no, stats to talk about with Medina, really. He is a righty. And the Braves, listen, they just haven't been the Braves lately. So they just, very, very strange team. I would think with Medina not pitching a lot, the Braves could get some runs on him too. But I just couldn't trust taking the Braves, especially at this price. Like I said, I do lean to the over. I'm going to see if I get a price on that before I finish this. But quickly on Morton, he has 5 days rest. He's 3-2, 4.29 ERA, 1.32 WHIP overall. But his last 13 innings pitched total in his last 3, right? 7.90 ERA in his last 3 total. 1.74 WHIP in his last 3 total. No. 2.20 WHIP in his last 3. Walks, hits per inning pitched. He's letting up 2.2 on that. That's not what you want to see. Yes, he has 19 Ks. Did let up 2 home runs. The team is 2-4 in that. They've lost one on their streak. Um, Morton overall 6.43 ERA, 56 innings pitched. Teams are batting about 248 against them. He's ranked ninth. I have a ranking with the top 150 pitches. 5 starters per 30 teams, like that. And the rankings that I follow, and the pitching rankings of the person that I do follow that makes these, somebody I've been following for a while, who doesn't really want his name out there, so that's why I don't mention it. Morton's ranked 99 out of 150, so obviously Medina has no ranking. So listen, all that to me equals up to the. I'm taking the Oakland over 3.5 runs plus 102. I thought the price was right. Like I said, if anybody sees a total for me, let me know, because that total, that over, might be in play. I think it went down a little. I don't know why people think Morton's all of a sudden going to pitch a gem. And listen. Any of these pitchers can always pitch a gem, but Morton's age, I think, is starting to catch up to him. Let's stick with Oakland for now. Over 3.5, team total over. You know what? I mentioned on Thursday when I bet it, I'm like, that's probably the first time I bet an Oakland team total over in years, and now I've done it 3 times in 1 week. Who the hell knows? Let's see. Good morning, Jimmy. How you doing, buddy? You want to jump on? You're welcome. You got the link. Jump on in if you like. Daryl Turner. How you doing, Daryl? Daryl likes the Yankees, the Orioles, the Rays. The Yankees, Orioles, Rays, Giants, and Padres. The Yankees are playing the Giants, right? Tell me which one you like, because I got to play on that game. Good morning, Melvin. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. That was my first play of the day. Let's see. What's the question, Julian? Who's asking about how do you become a member? Don't see the option. You know what? That's DJ Big Boss's. I'll find out for you, Julian. We'll figure it out. I'll let you know what to do. Because I tell you the truth, I'm not sure. We changed things. We've been trying different things so much that. Yeah, Daryl, I like that over 2 in the Yankee game. I took the Giants, and I'll go over that game now since you brought it up. But yeah, the over is definitely a good look in that game. I went with the Giants. I love the price. I think the Giants could beat the Yankees today. Cortez on the road is 0-3. He has an ERA over 6. Both teams had decent OPSs in May. Snell, listen, Snell was hurt. He's had a bunch of starts. He's 0-3 in his 3 starts. I think he started 5 games, but he's 0-3 in them. But listen, he was off for injury. Every start, he hasn't pitched a lot. One game he pitched only a 3 or 4 innings. Same with the next game. But I think as time goes on, every pitch. That every time he pitches, he's going to get a little bit better. And I think there's a great spot for him at home against the Yankees, against Cortez, who has not been up to par. I think that the Giants, the Giants have been hitting that ball. The Giants have had a great road trip where they really, beat up on the Pirates, beat up on the Mets. They seem to be hitting the ball late in the games. Their bullpen, their ERA hasn't been great, but their X numbers are starting to drop. Their pen is getting a little bit better. And I think that's the opposite of the Yankees, whose ERA right now is good. But if you want to really look at those numbers going forward, I see the regression at the Yankees pen, and I see some positive in the Giants pen. I like Snell in this spot. His xFIP really is like the 4th best. Coming up. His last 2 games, he only pitched 7 1/3 innings, but he got 12 Ks in that. He had 2, let's see. He had 12 Ks, 7 1/3 innings, 19 innings pitched total, 3.3. He's only had a 3 Okay. I'm sorry, I was mixing it up with 2 things. Snell, 5 starts, 0-3, 19 innings pitched, His last 12, 7 in the third, 12 Ks in 7 in the third innings. Teams are batting 318 against him in that little time, but like I said, I think it's going to go down. The Giants at home are 17 and 13 against the money line, where the Yankees on the road are 23 and 12. So the Yankees do have a good road record. If you bet the Yankees on the road, you'd be up like 9 units, actually. But I see a little bit, like I said, I see the Giants as the better team today. I think the Giants will score some runs. As far as the totals, just for the year quickly, the Giants at home have 12 overs, 17 unders, and 1 push. They're ranked 7th in that category of over and unders. They're ranked 7th as the best in unders in Major League Baseball. And the Yankees, 14 overs, 19 unders away, 2 pushes, and they're actually the number 1 under team in baseball away as the Yankees. But again, that those kind of things don't really sway me and how I'm thinking in the game. I like the Giants. I like the number a lot. I believe the number was plus 126. I think the over is a good lean also. Let's see where that is at right now as we're talking, because our boy likes that over too, so let's see what it is. Yeah, I hear you, Avery. I hear you. That's it. I'll tell you, he's not a bad. I wish he'd get on a good team because he's not a bad pitcher at all. Not a bad pitcher at all. So far we got the Giants plus 126. We got Oakland team total over 3.5. The next game I am on and the last game I'm on for official is the Cardinals and the Phillies in the night game. Lance Lynn against Walker. Listen, Lance Lynn, another veteran pitcher pitching today, but one that's pitched a lot better than Charlie Morton has. But again, I don't expect these guys to be, pitching that great once it gets past the All-Star game. I see the Verlanders and the Lance Lynns and the Walkers and guys like that. Maybe Severino starting to falter a little bit after the All-Star break. But for now, I'll tell you, I kind of like the Cardinals. The way they've been playing lately, especially the way they've been playing in the month of May versus righty. They were number 2 in OPS, number 4 in ISO in May versus righty. The Cardinals are a tricky team. They kind of heated up. Lynn's last 2 games, quality starts. One against Baltimore, a great hitting team, and one against Boston. 2 decent teams. And I see him pitching well today again. I mean, we only have him ranked 107 out of the 150, but we have Walker ranked 130 out of the 150 starters. Walker has 6 games started. He's only pitched 32 innings, averaging a little bit over 5 innings, 5.4 inning average, where Lynn is only averaging 5.2. So this game could go into the pen a little bit early. We'll see. Walker, though, I don't like the way Walker's been pitching. Walker's a guy I know from being an ex-Met and what have you. His Ks are below normal. He wasn't good. At the beginning of the year, the Phillies were backing him up, and his record looked a little bit better. But he has a 5.51 ERA. His home ERA is still over 5. He's 1-2 in the last 3 at home. His last versus the Giants, 5 earned, 2 walks, 6 innings, gave up 9 hits. That's not good. He's having a little problem with control, a little problem with hard hit and sharp, contact. I just like the way the Cards are playing. Again, plus 120. I'm going to take a shot with the Cards today. I know it's tough going against the Phillies at home, but you know what? It is Sunday too, and the tricky things happen on Sunday. Let's just see quickly. Let's see quickly if I could get something on. There's Snell Cortez. There is. Where is he? I can never find that one. I'm looking for it. All right, we'll let it. Nope, we'll just let it go. Anyhow, I like the Cards today. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the over. We'll check some odds today before we go out of here. But I see that my boy Darryl does like the Phillies. I got you. I don't blame you. I really like the Cards more because of the price. I thought the 120 was a good price, and I think that Link could be the better pitcher. I just don't like Walker. But as far as bullpens are concerned, I would give the lead to the Phillies for sure. But anyhow, that's where I went with today. I'm just going to check the odds just quickly on a couple of those overs. What's up, Guillermo? Good to see you, bro. Good morning. Another Who-Bangin brother. Where is Big Boss AT? I don't know. He didn't get up. That's where he is sleeping. He's sleeping today. We let him sleep once in a while. There we go. Let's get a little fun fact from Jimmy Gomez. Boston is 9-0 on the money line on Sundays. Isn't those crazy, some of those stats now? Listen, there's no rhyme or reason for those stats, right? They're just obviously a coincidence. They're 9-0 on Sunday, but they're still 9-0 on Sunday. And there's nothing wrong with nothing wrong with going after a spot like that. Listen, as far as that game is concerned, yeah. First of all, Boston is not a bad pick at all today. I mean, Bello has been pitching better and better. He's known as a ground ball specialist, and he really didn't start out the year so great. It might take a few starts for his ground ball to get working, because overall in his career, he has been known as a ground ball pitcher, and it looks little by little like his ground balls his pitching has been working better for his ground balls. I like Bello. I like Bello today. Casey Mize is not somebody that I like, not somebody that I follow. Last 3 games, let's just go over that quickly for Jimmy. Last 3 games, Mize 0-2, 12 innings pitched, 8.25 ERA, 1.83 WHIP. Bello, not that much better, but 15 innings pitched, 6.32 with a 1.40 WHIP. I tell you, might be some 17 Ks. And 3 home runs in his last 3 outings, Mr. Bello. Mr. Mize, who's not wise, 8 Ks to 3 home runs. So there's a little bit disparaging there. You can see some runs again, right? Yeah, Jimmy Bello, like I said, Bello's been, they've been backing him. I like him a lot. I backed him a lot last year. And yeah, Julian, Houck is another one. They got the pitcher. They need to get a little bit more hitting. I mean, Boston's a tricky team. There might be a little bit of they might come on in the second half, Boston. They're a tricky team. They had a good run at the beginning of the year. Then they had a kind of, they've been faltering. They had a kind of a little bit of a slump there. But now they seem to be, little by little, they hold their own. They can beat any team. They have some decent plays in that team. Boston's a team to really look out as we go forward. But that's my little look on that. Since yeah, right. Where's Billy with those WNBA picks? I'm gonna try to see if Billy will come on with me on next Sunday. I was rushing today. He was on yesterday with those guys. I'll try to get him to come on Sunday with us. Maybe next Sunday. I was gonna try today. And Moose also. Moose Money, who's joined me a couple times. I just couldn't get it together. I was away. I got back late, and then. You know how it goes, guys. You know how it goes. I'm going to just let's just check some lines first, and then we'll get out of here. Because otherwise, me, I'll ramble with you guys all day long. What a game yesterday. Watching the Met game yesterday. I had the Sean Manaea strikeout prop at, it was only 4.5. It was juiced high. It was like minus 138, which I usually don't do. But I had a feeling he was going to go deep into the game, and which he did. He did go almost 6 full innings. I think he got pulled out the one batter before. If you look at his box, and this is why you got to watch when you're looking at box scores and you're looking at just general things. If you look at his stats for yesterday, Manaea, they're not bad at all. But what happened to him in the third? I mean, he already had 5-6 strikeouts in the third inning. He was mowing them down. He was having a great outing. All of a sudden, wild pitch, error, a walk. Bases loaded, boom, grand slam. One pitch, all of a sudden, 4 runs are in. And that just, then in the late games, of course, the Mets again, the bullpen just blew up. Mets score 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th, just to, add insult to injury when they only had 1 run in, so they ended up losing. They only had 5 runs. I think it was, 10-5 the final score, something like that. Don't know what's going on with my Mets. They had a big team meeting the other day. They railed off 2 big They reeled off 2 wins against Arizona, and then yesterday they just faltered again. So now today they got Brandon Pfaadt, which is not somebody I like to go against, and Quintana, who knows what he's going to do. He's pitched a little bit better at home than he has on the road, but I don't. I don't have any high hopes for the Mets, that's for sure, this year. And I think like it's time to make. I was a big holdout on not breaking up the core, but it's time to break up the core. I'm one of the few that's still. I like Lindor. I think he's our captain. I think he's our main plug, and I don't want to get rid of. They can't get rid of Lindor anyhow with his 10-year contract. Basically it'd be hard to get rid of, but I don't want to anyhow. I've been a big Pete Alonso supporter all these years. I'm starting not to be. He just keeps on, bases loaded, just keeps on popping up. He's making some. He's just not Pete. I don't know what's the matter with him. I really thought Pete would take over that leadership role, and that's not him. He's just content being a slugger, I guess. And maybe it's time for us to get rid of Pete while we can. Because either he's going to have to get paid this year or we're going to have to get rid of him. So I think we can still get some back for him. There might be a team that needs exactly what Pete can offer. And another guy we have to get rid of is McNeil. But I've been saying that for years. So let's, as far as the Mets are concerned, I could rant about them forever. Let's see. Quickly. We talked about the Phillies over. We talked about the Braves over. And I want to see what's going on with this Boston game. So let's just check that first. I just clicked on to FanDuel. I went on 2 different sites. FanDuel's the first one to pop up. So we'll go with that one. Okay. Baltimore. Someone said they like Baltimore. They're just too high of a price, obviously, but there's different ways to play them. Okay. Boston Red Sox. That over is 9. Juice to the over minus 115. Boston is also minus 156 at home. Their team total. They could get to minus for sure. That over at 9, I won't take it over 9.5. 9 is really is as far as I'll go. I don't really like taking them. I don't like these under and overs. That 8 is the key number. That 8.5 is a killer. Either you go under or over, it's a killer. That 8.5. But I don't like going. I'll bet more unders than overs anyhow. Something I learned from our friend Noli Knows back about 5-6 years ago. When me and Nola used to come on in the morning and just cap the games, dry, sit together and cap on the air. We used to have some fun doing that. But I just wanted to check Boston's team total over because as we were talking, that kind of popped into my head that might be a play also today. Boston Red Sox team total over 4.5 minus 128. It's a little high, but I can see them getting there. The Braves, that Braves game that I took the team total over with Oakland is 8.5 minus 122, juice to the over. A lot of games are juice to the over today. So anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. Let's see what Jimmy's saying here. Jimmy has a whole thing up here. Let's see what Jimmy Gomez has to say. On a side for a bus, I would wait until live because Detroit should put up a couple maybe, but we will. Boston. We'll see go up to 2 before the 5th inning and press on. My live play on the game if the bats for Boston are good. So you're looking, Jimmy, to jump on Boston live. Is that what you're saying? Let me know that. Yeah. That's what I'm getting out of that. Okay. So Boston, you think might be a good live bet. Keep your eye on that. And you could be right. Let's go over my plays for the day. Let me get out of here. It is a Sunday. It's wacky Sunday on Major League Baseball, man. Sunday's just such a crazy. The weekends are crazy, if you ask me. Yesterday I had I got yesterday. Speaking about the White Sox, I had the Brewers, and they were losing the whole game. They ended up winning in extra innings. Thank God. I thought I was going to lose that game against Avery Chicago White Sox. I did have also the Mariners. And I did lose with the Marlins yesterday, so that's what I did yesterday. Took a shot with the Marlins yesterday. I kind of like them today too, but going against Texas, another team that's started off. I don't know what's going on with Texas. I mean, and Arizona, Texas and Arizona, man. Last year they came out of they were there at the end. No one was really picking them. I know a lot of people were high on them to start the year. This year so far, they really haven't done anything to warrant that. But I guess it's still a little early in the year to write them off. So we'll see what happens. But anyhow, my plays for today: Oakland team total over 3.5 plus 102. It's a dog day Sunday. Giants plus 126. Cardinals plus 120. I took the 3 dogs, and that's what I did for today. I hope everybody has a profitable Sunday. I will be back during the week with some plays. We will be back on Tuesday night. Jimmy Gomez and Ix Nizzle will be back for the live sweat, and they'll talk more about the live sweat event at the end of September in Las Vegas, Nevada. Once they got more stuff to tell you about, where they're still working on some places, what to do, where to meet, things like that. A couple of DJs working on some sports books to try to take over for that day. So guys, they'll talk about that more Tuesday, but keep your eye on that live sweat on Tuesday night. They've been profitable. They did a great NBA regular season. They continued in the playoffs. They do a lot of NBA because that's what they're good at. But now that the NBA is starting to wind down, that we'll have to hit some baseball. Then I'll start joining them on a Tuesday night when we start doing some baseball. As far as, like I mentioned before, no shout out to the Rangers. Very upset the way they played. Go Panthers to win the Stanley Cup. As far as the NBA, I don't care who wins. I don't know, whatever my Who-Bangin boys like, that's who I like. I could care less. The Knicks aren't in it no more. And obviously, just from my New York perspective, I would have rooted for the Knicks. But that's it, guys. We are out of here for today. This is DommyGun Ricci lighting it up for another Sunday. Shout out to everybody who joined me. Shout out to everybody who's going to watch later. Give us a love. Give us a like and subscribe. And, of course, always send us the love as we do to you guys. I appreciate it. I'll see you again during the week. And, of course, next Sunday for Light It Up.